What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Sunday evening, about 2 hours away from watching WrestleMania. Now, I've been working on a shoe episode, and I was going to publish it, but people have been telling the great one, hey, screw that for now. You got to talk about Leo and longevity. Leo and longevity. Leo and longevity. So for now, I've shelved my shoe video, and we're going to discuss Leo and longevity. And the reason why I was trying to avoid stuff like this here is because this is about, it's somewhat interfering with someone's relationship. But in this particular case, I'm going to make an exception there after praying about it there, essentially. All right. So let's go over the stuff that we already know. We already have seen the text messages, and that between him and his wife, it's a serious domestic situation. Now, a lot of people are pretty much horrified about it. Some people are upset also that his personal information is out there, and that it's none of our business as far as to what goes on between him and his wife. I hate to tell you guys this, but that's not exactly correct. Now, when it comes to me commenting about Vegan Gains is up there telling his personal problems and stuff like that, yeah, that's nobody's business here. You know what I mean? That isn't. It's no one's business. And he shouldn't go and speak about suicide and stuff like that. He should keep that to himself there. But when it comes to domestic violence, when you're a public figure, your private information is also public. Not only that, if you get arrested for domestic violence here, then that is a public record, and that is people's business here. So when one of the things about YouTube, when you are a YouTube celebrity, when you are a major in the YouTube industry, it's sort of like that goofy TikTok star Icy Wyatt there, which I looked at him. He's a scrawny looking white kid. I don't know why he's so popular whenever he got arrested. The good thing about it is that if people are talking about you getting arrested, that means you've made it big whenever people start reporting that you're getting arrested. But I digress. So I think people should actually discuss and talk about it there simply because he is a public figure, and being arrested is public record, and the public has a right to know about this, period. That's number one. So, all right, anyone that's trying to defend privacy and everything like that, that goes out the water, If you're a public figure, guess what? Your private information is also public too. It's going to be public. But look on the bright side. When they tune into your channel, that equals more YouTube revenue, I guess. All right. That's number one. Number two, in terms of domestic violence is concerned, and I'm going to say this, if your relationship, and this is for all you guys and girls out there, if your relationship is falling apart and crumbling and you two ain't feeling each other anymore, y'all need to just break it off, Go both ways there. Don't try to do everything possible to stay together, Because, when being in a bad relationship, the only thing that can happen is get worse. You know what I mean? Now, as far as the verbal and emotional abuse, that's pretty bad. I've had cases to where, and I'm just talking from my experience as a corrections officer. There's people that are sitting in prison simply because they just didn't break it off with their wives and everything like that, and they ended up beating them or killing them. I remember one guy in particular. He had actually killed his wife there. And you know what? I was sitting in, he was actually in Yellow Pod at the time in Greenville County, And, we was up there chatting and everything. And yes, I mean, if you're locked up in a pod with over 100 people, the only thing you can do is chat with them there. So, yeah, I'm going to talk to them like anybody else here. I'm just a resident. If I don't go and talk and I start acting like I'm Mr. Big and Bad, remember, there's 110 people in a pod. They can go and beat my ass and kill me and do all sorts of nasty things to me there. So I better be nice there. Remember, I may be a corrections officer, but I'm also a resident and a guest there for 8 hours. Not saying I couldn't handle myself, but I'm getting off subject. So I asked him, why did he go and kill his wife? He's like, well, I did everything I could to save the relationship, and I just wanted to save it. I just wanted to do everything I possibly can, and then I just lost it. That's the same case with Leo and Lon. That's the same case with this Leo dude. He lost it. He tried to keep a relationship in place for too long, but he's also I'm going to be honest with him, he's a psychopath. You should never, ever, ever put your hands on a woman. You should never emotionally abuse them or physically or anything. Like I said, I'm just going by what's being reported. This is all alleged, still alleged. But the information that's coming out there, the police reports and everything like that, this is just an example as far as to, knowing when a relationship is over. Now, people know that I was married, and I don't try to get too involved as far as me and my ex-husband is concerned. But when we started growing apart, we recognized that and we called it Splitsville. There was no yelling and screaming and stuff like that. There was no slapping each other or anything like that. That was it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing I got to teach you young folks about there, and everybody else. When a relationship is over, it is over. It's time to split. You know what I mean? You can go to marriage counseling and stuff like that. I really don't even recommend marriage counseling, to be honest with you. When you two fall out of love there, and stuff like that, it's like trying to, it's like the engine's falling off a 747 and it's going down. There's very little chance that it's going to pull up. It's going to crash and burn. Okay. Now, as far as Leo is concerned, definitely need some anger management classes here, but this isn't the Colin von Moger situation. This is quite serious here, and it's gonna land him in prison possibly for a good number of years, depending on how things go, But, again, I'm going to recap one thing. Number one, he is a public figure. So his private life, for the most part, when it comes to domestic violence, is public, If he has a medical condition such as suicide, then no, that's not none of our business. But this is domestic violence here. That is our business. It is police record. It is public record. And the public has a right to know. And because he's a public figure, we have a right to know about this stuff here, And finally, number two, the best way to avoid something like this occurring is to just break it off when you know it's over. When it's over, it's over. Get out of that relationship before it gets worse, because that's the only thing that can happen. It can get a whole lot worse. If you got kids and stuff like that, work out, child support and alimony and all that other stuff. But don't try to stay in that relationship. You can't force it back, okay? Don't try to force back that relationship, okay? And if you are one of those people that are abusive towards his wife, shame on you. You need to cut that out. You need to get help. You need to get anger management classes here. You need to do more than that. You need to get down on your knees here, and start praying about your actions and thinking about, what you've done, Just saying. But that's my opinion about it, people. And that's all I got to say. Like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. I guess we'll do the shoe episode another time. Peace.